Hi, Reverend White Buffalo here again. Wanted to talk a little bit about trade, international trade, um, and a potential link with industry. Something I like to do, well, actually requested already with United Nations to do independent trade between Indian nation and other countries. And I want to let the other countries know that there's not going to be an under pocket, under the cover, or under, how they say, um, under the table payment of like 1.5 million to do trade, and I'm not securing you a spot. So it's not something like they say, give me 1 million and then I give you the first opportunity to purchase the first pair of Michael Jordan shoes. That's not what's going to happen. And then I'm not trying to pick on Michael Jordan at all. I'm sure he's a great man. I'm just saying anything, any type of apparel or anything like that. It's just it's going to be a straight, honorable trade, and so you don't have to do an initial under the table type of fee, which I know that's gone on many times. And I'd like to know what you're doing with that money. I know it's not going to anything else, and anything that's set aside for like the children or for the elders, or a program like that. But it's going to stimulate work for our people and secure independency for our people, and then establish foreign relations, which I know is something that the government, I'm sure, does not want. But so sorry, already happening. Anyway, so it's going to start as soon as possible, and I'd like to generate something that has well, first I need to educate the difference between industry and trade. Industry basically is something that I'm not for, only because it decides who lives and who dies. It decides who works and who doesn't work. It decides who gets promoted and who doesn't get promoted, and it's rarely done on merit. So what happens is a lot of people fall to the wayside, and that's discriminatory. It is always discriminatory. I don't care how much you tell me, you are limited on funds and you can't hire anybody. The thing is that you still choose who gets hired, and that is always going to be biased. And because it's always biased based on when it's owned by a group of people who are not integrated, or someone who's not tribal, you're going to always discriminate, and that's just the way it is, because it's always been that way. And let me tell you, trade is something different. Trade is when a person can get up in the morning and can do something, or build something, or create something, and turn around and sell it that same day. And that's what I'm supporting, is the independent trade affiliates of something that could be sold in lots. So I can take something that is created by a child, a 10-year-old child, maybe a toy, a ball, or artwork, something that is crafted, built, grown, lump it together in a lot with a description and value, and auction it off to the highest bidder. And that way everybody gets paid proportionally too, because they agree to how much he gets paid, a proportionally that covers it. And then they get paid within a turnaround time of a month or so, like that. But then that can be done every month, or it can be done every day. It just depends. But that's a trade thing that I would like to do in bulk. And while we're on it, there's something else I'd like to talk about, is something in the school system that I'm going to initiate for my people on the reservation, which is a workforce development program that targets the children, and not targets, well, let me say, it's initiated for all children. And then what we do with it is that we start them on learning assembly line, and then they learn and they grow up into the next year, and they spend like an hour and a half a day on this. The next year they go into becoming like a manager or salesperson, and then they go into becoming like supervisor, and then they, as they go up in age, and maybe get to 8th grade or so, then they learn a little bit different like business plans, and then as they get into high school, they learn something more like stock market, demographics. They learn marketing plans, branding. They learn international trade. And so when they graduate at the 12th grade level, they will have 12 years of work experience underneath their belt, and they will have a degree from the Indian nation that's accredited workforce, and they will be able to go immediately right into the market and into the stock room, stock with some funding from us that's going to back them with new clothes, new suits, relocation if they want, or I'm going to put them to work on the rest. So I'll be able to do that within 12 years with this whole new generation coming up, and that's going to be something that's free to the children. It's not going to cost them anything. It's education program, and how it's paid for is from the assembly line. From there on up, we contract that out to people like Target or Waldo's or Walgreens. Waldo's is we can do this internationally. Waldo's is here in Mexico, and what we do is we assemble toys, or we package them up in pieces so that they can be assembled elsewhere. Or we do business type work when they're up higher. We can contract out envelope stuffing, other things like that. And it's nominal, and the children get rewarded. They get rewarded in gifts, and they get rewarded in like pizza parties on Fridays, or ice cream parties, or trips and things like that. But it's an educational program that is going to be paid for by itself. And that's something that I am so excited to bring to the reservation, because that's free education for my people. And that's something that really means a lot. And the children, I think, are going to be so excited too, because when they graduate, man, they're ready to go to work. And I'm going to put them to work because I need them. Because my people are brilliant, and they really don't get a chance to show that, because they're not getting an opportunity to get through education and then be heard. So, I'm going to put a little nepotism, and I'm going to say my people get hired first on the list, and that's just the way it is. And I think that a lot of people out there support me for that, because we're going to do some turnaround. We're going to do a lot of turnaround, and there's going to be some people knocking on the door for some work. And I'm going to say, I'm sorry, I can't right now, but I will in the future, because that's what I'm going to is I'm going to put my people to work, and I'm going to need a lot more people from the outside, and I'm going to need a lot of help. And I don't care if you're Native or not. If you want work and I have work for you, I'm going to put you to work. And that's going to be a great thing for everybody. But anyway, that's something that I'm really excited about to tell my people. So I'm going to leave it with that. You have a blessed day. Ciao.